So the call came on a Thursday afternoon. It was July 14th. Only I didn't answer it the first time it came through. I was on the call with a client. But then when my sister called me immediately a second time, I knew something was up. That was our family code. If we call once, it's okay if it goes to voicemail. If I call twice, it means you better call me right away. Something's up. So I wrap up my client call, and I call my sister. What's up? What's going on? That's when she tells me that the doctor has said they don't expect my mom to make it through the night. Long pause is followed by lots of questions. What's going on? What happened? How is this any different than the last time? You see, my mom had been in this care facility for the last 2 years. Due to complications with a broken hip and rheumatoid arthritis, she was pretty much immobile, unable to walk on her own, and unable to swallow. So her physical health had deteriorated. She was a weighty 84 pounds, 72 years old, and had slipped into this rather catatonic state that the IV was no longer reviving her. So after a call with my brother and a call with my dad, it was quickly decided best course of action was to get home as quickly as possible. I live here, they're in Western New York. From that point forward, life was suspended. Life as I had known it was suspended. I entered into this altered state reality of, will mom be alive when I get there? I got on a plane early the next day. My flight arrived in Buffalo, New York, 30 minutes before my sister from California and my nephew Solomon, age 8. We greet each other with laughter and tears. We hadn't seen each other for a year. The gravity of the situation was so surreal, it felt more like a family reunion than gathering to be in this threshold of death. Brother-in-law picks us up. Other niece and nephews are in the car. Stories, joking, laughter, all the way to see my mom. At this point, we knew my mom was still alive. Would she be still alive when we arrived? We hadn't seen this part of the family in 4 years. More family reunion. Laughter, joy, hugs. We arrive at the care facility that evening. It's dark out. I feel like I'm in another world. I've never seen my mom in this facility. I've never seen my mom so little, so frail. But she still had these big blue eyes and this wild white hair. She looked like a character out of a Dr. Seuss novel. And she knew me. She looked in my eyes and she knew me. And she said, "You look so beautiful with your short hair." It wasn't this short then. This is in honor of her. But it was much different than the length she had last seen me at. The doctors didn't think she would make it through the night before, but here she was alive. For the next several days, my family rejoiced at having a family reunion. We were staying by the lake. The kids were swimming, kayaking, stand-up paddleboarding, laughing, joking, getting into little 8 and 6-year-old temper tantrums. The adults were having our own version of that too. Would mom die on my watch? Is that her last breath? Suspended. Client calls, social media, emails, suspended. Being there with my mom, holding her hand, singing John Denver's Annie song to her was the most important place for me to be. There was this mixture of life and death and anticipatory grief and moments with my mom where all the frustration, all the resentment, all the confusion, all the anger dissolved. What was most important was the love that I felt for her and from her. On day 12, in the afternoon, I'd been with her for several hours all on my own. Time that passed like years and minutes at the same time. I was holding my mom's hand, feeling that love, and became aware of a presence in the room. If it had had a color, it would have been white and cloudy-like behind her, as though it was hovering. And in that moment, I felt the energy of divine love that was there preparing to embrace her, much as I imagined a mother would embrace her newborn. Tears poured down my face as I also realized not only was my mom simply transitioning into the next adventure, I was also very much aware that that energy of divine love was embracing us now, and that there was actually nothing other than that in every moment. I could not put that experience into words for my family until after my mom passed. It was 2 hours later that my mom took her last breath. My dad was at her side. So was my older sister. I was running down the sidewalk with my flip-flops, buds in my ears, responding to a text that said, "Please return to the room." The song that came on Pandora, song I'd never heard before, called "Breathe." And in that moment, I felt my mom in the sky reminding me, you are still alive. You keep breathing. You keep expanding. How much more of this life can you receive? How much more of this life can you receive?